Hey everybody, this is Mike LaPon from Symphony X and Mike LaPon's Silent Assassins, and this is SAGAS.
What's going on, everybody? This is Corbin, the Serpentine Skipwith, and I'm here with a very special guest. If you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hello there, this is Marios IlIopoulos from the Melodic Death Metal band Nitrates. We're based in Greece and Sweden, and we have made a new album after Abyss Rising, the album you see behind me. So we're very excited that this album is going to be released in May 2024. It's gonna be released, and we're waiting now to release the first single, the first video, and we're very happy with the outcome and the songs we have written so far.
Nice. No, I'm very excited to talk about this. Thank you again for taking the time to meet me.
Of course, man. It's a pleasure. Whenever I always, it's a very nice thing for me to talk about the band and the albums we're doing, the songs we're doing. So it's a pleasure. No problems.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, so about this album. So tell me. Okay, so tell me first off, what was the process about making this album? What was so in your guys' mindset before this album was even put to music? What was going through your head? What was the creative idea? What did you want to do with this one?
You know, after these trilogy albums, we did the Venomous, Wolf to Man, and Abyss Rising. It was also thematic as a trilogy, talking about the same subject. We wanted to this new one to create something more fresh and more a little bit different from the previous one. Of course, we always we never forget our metal roots. We're a metal band. We're always going to be a metal band, and this is where we are starting from, creating songs. And actually, me and the other guitar player Magnus, we have a really good chemistry, and we always end up meeting together, and that's how the songs are creating, by jamming and by playing together. And for original, it always works. And I think this album, the new album, that we haven't actually announced the title yet, or even a single song. So it's kind of cool that you are the first one that you will hear some news about the new album, because we haven't announced anything yet, except the fact that 8th of March, we're going to release the first digital single and music video, Euphoria Within Chaos, that is included in the album. We already know news about that. So, the new songs, I think they're more fresh, more alive, they're more metal than ever. And I think this 10th album of Nitrates, upcoming album, is going to be, for us at least, we feel it's the best album we have released so far, because it's an amalgam of all the other Nitrates albums that we have created so far. This is like an amalgam. It contains all the elements and what is made Nitrates be Nitrates.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. So I'm curious. So do you guys ever, as a band, because you guys have been doing this this band for a while, and do you ever think about the fact that maybe do you ever think about the fact we've been doing this so long, do fans want to hear something different from us, stylistically, something fresh, or are you always thinking we got to keep to our roots, we got to do what we've always done and just tweak it from there, but not actually change the sound completely?
Well, I don't want us to change. I mean, we're a metal, like I said, we're a metal band. I don't want us to forget where we're coming from, and also not forgetting the roots, and also the feeling, the first feeling that when you heard metal in your life and you felt a certain feeling. We want to keep that as long as we can. Of course, you need to feel inspired to create songs. I know that. But for a reason so far, even if this is the 10th album of the band, we feel we are creating songs that are not dated and are also fresh and modern, and they have something to say. At least that's what we believe. And we want to keep it in the metal perspective for sure. We don't want to change. And as I say, as long as we feel inspired and we have something to say, we want to keep doing that. Until the end of time. I don't know.
You guys are vampires. Wow, what a cool reveal. So So, in your opinion, how does a band like yourself or any band, what's the secret to sticking to your roots, but also not sounding stale, not sounding repetitive, and not sounding like the listeners are just hearing the same album 10 times over?
Uh, being very open-minded, and of course it helps that it's not only me creating the songs. I have a certain idea, certain riffs, certain melodies, but it's also Magnus, the other guitarist. Has a different feel, a very different style, and when we put together these two, creates the new songs. And I think that's what makes it a bit more stand out a little bit, not from the rest. That's what I hear in my own ears. Like, I think it sounds a little bit more fresh and more I don't know how modern, can I say, or more the way that, listen, we accept that the fact that we're musicians, we're fans of metal, so that's exactly what we want to hear as fans. We try to create this type of songs that we like to hear as fans of metal. Of course, in the end of the day, we are fans of metal. That's what we are. It happens that we play music and we have certain skills to create songs and blah, 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 all that stuff. But in the end of the day, we're just fans of metal. And actually, Nitrates, for me, I'm the biggest fan of Nitrates because this is the band, this is the style of music, personally, for me, at least, I want to hear that type of sound and that type of riffs and that type of melodies, and so that helps a lot.
So for all the listeners out there, for people like myself who don't play any instrument, who's not in a band, who doesn't make music, when you're making a new album or any album, what, in your personal opinion, from writing the lyrics, the album covers, the actual instruments, what's the hardest part about creating an album that maybe fans won't realize until you're actually in a band?
For me, the beginning process always, because it feels like, oh, we have now to do another one. All right, what are we going to do now? We've made already 9 before. Now what's up with this 10th? So what we have to say, but after we start, I forget about this, and I just create songs, and it happens that we like what we are creating, and it happens that we have a good chemistry, me and Magnus and the other guys, of course, in the band. That afterwards they put their own, their own parts and drums and bass and vocals, and it happens that when you go in that perspective, in that mentality, you forget about what you're doing because you feeling so connected with the stuff you're creating. And of course, for us, we wouldn't do that if we didn't love it to the death. It's because I think now that's another reason, of course, me to explain what you asked me before, why we're doing this, because we're loving it to the death. That's why.
Do you guys have like a process? Because like you said, this is the 10th album. After every album, do you guys as a band have like a post-album like process, like an agreement to take 3 weeks off to relax, or do you guys go straight into the next album? Like, do you guys have a process?
Yeah, we have like a process. Me and Magnus, like, okay, maybe next summer we start to think about creating new songs. Let's say when the next summer comes, all right. Then let's start, putting riffs in the bag.
Yeah.
So that's how it starts. Like, I'm creating a lot of riffs, just single riffs. Magnus creating a lot of riffs, and then we send riffs to each other. Okay, I like this. I don't like that. But we're very open. That's the good thing with us. We're not. We don't have egotistical feelings when it comes to composing a song. It's not about my song, and it's not about his song. It's about the Nitrate song. We see the band as the ultimate goal. It's the ultimate picture. Nitrates is everything. So it doesn't need any egos. We try to keep our egos in the door when we try to create music, and that's why I think it has a certain chemistry, because we're very open-minded and very honest to each other. Like, okay, I don't like this, but I like that, and can we do this like that? And so I found the perfect partner in a way, because for Magnus also, coming to Nitrates, that was, as he told me, that was his first time ever that someone accept his ideas totally.
Yeah.
So he feels very open and very. He knows that when I like something, I like it by heart. So I think we have a really nice process, and for me, it's one of the things I'm always aiming for, to creating songs, because it's a really nice process. You don't know what you're going to do, you don't know what you're going to come up with, and most of the time it's we're creating stuff we like in the end.
Yeah,
and
I'm curious.
Afterwards.
Yeah, I'm curious. Have you ever had any moment? Because I've talked to many bands over this podcast, and I'm curious. Have there ever been moments for you where maybe you're riffing, or you're just fucking around with your instruments, and then you create something super badass, but you forgot to record, or you forgot what it was, and you're like,
it happened to me quite a few times. Like some riffs that I even remember having some riffs. Playing some riffs, and after a while I forgot about them, because I forgot actually to record them in my phone, or so it happened to me, and that's why you need to have nowadays with phones and all that stuff. It's very easy. You can even sing a melody or something, so you can always keep that idea down. So it's very convenient nowadays. But it happened to me sometimes that I had great ideas that after a while I forgot, and I was feeling bad with myself.
Oh, that must be so annoying. I can't imagine.
Some cool riffs in my mind, only existed in my mind.
Yeah. So you guys must have a moment, because, like I said, 10th album, so much content. When you guys are making new songs and practicing to make the new songs, do you guys ever have a moment of, oh, did I do this riff on the 6th album? Have we already done this? And you have to go back and check. Like
sometimes, very rarely, but I think it happened once or twice. Like, okay, that sounds a little bit kind of familiar. Like, all right, maybe we should change it. Yeah, it happens because if you write too many songs, you kind of forget sometimes what you wrote before. So,
yeah.
But always making sure. Always, all the time, that this is kind of a new thing, and it feels good and it's fresh, and it's something that we feel proud of and all that stuff. But it can happen, having so much stuff. But now I'm thinking about it, I think for me, every time that we're creating a new album, I try to feel this is the first album. I don't want to think like this is the 10th album, because maybe then it will feel like this is kind of this is dated, or this is too much. But I always try to put myself in that perspective, like this is the first album of the band. So because the first album of any band, it's like it's very exciting, it's very fresh, it's very new, it's very no one knows what is going to happen. So I try to put myself in that mentality, like this is the first album once again, even though it's the 10th.
That actually leads me to a question. Do you guys as a band, because like I said, talk to many bands, and sometimes bands have like rituals, maybe rituals before they go on tour, rituals before they make an album. Like a band member might have to smoke a cigarette before recording. I need to do my ritual. Like, do you guys have anything you guys have to do before making music, or have to do before touring? Anything interesting?
Well, first of all, we need to rehearse, because we're living in different places in the world. So we need to come together and rehearse, and then it's an easy process, very easy process for us to go through, because we make sure that everybody has knows the songs beforehand, with very much everybody's working on the songs on its own. Then when we are coming together, it's not a rehearsal, it's just I think 1 or 2 hours or 3 hours of putting the songs together that we already know. So it's an easy process for us to do that, because we're very detailed and very focused on our parts. Everybody knows the parts 100%. So that helps a lot, and it's a very fast and easy process for us when we're coming together to play the songs.
I have to say, you guys already sound like probably the most well-rounded, just professional band I've talked to. Because you have everything locked in. You guys are professional. You know what you're doing. Just straight. It's just straightforward, no nonsense. That's cool. There's a reason why you guys are on your 10th album.
Yeah, well, I guess, like I said, it's the love. First of all, the love and the passion and the excitement. You know, you need to have a certain excitement. If you lose that excitement, then I think the music is gonna suffer. You know, you need to have that excitement. Like I said, like you feel this is your first album. You need to have that mentality in your mindset, I think.
Yeah. Do you ever go back to the old albums to compare while you're making new music? Oh, we did this then.
I don't need to do that because the fans always doing that. They always
Yeah.
comparing the albums
Oh,
together.
yeah.
Like, oh, I like the first album more, and I like this and that. But of course, it's a matter of opinion, and we respect every opinion. And but I can see now with the lineup we have now on the latest albums, people tend to like also the latest albums. Like they see the progress and they can understand that we are always trying to write good songs. It's all
Yeah.
about writing good songs. Doesn't matter what you write. If it's good, it's a good song. It's a good song. So at least to my ears.
Yeah. When it comes to this new album, what kind of feeling, what kind of perspective, what kind of overall emotion are you trying to get out of the listener? Is there anything you want them to feel about the album when they listen to it? Something you're striving for, a certain goal?
I'm striving for writing the best melodies ever, combining with the brutality of the riffs. That's for me at least, this is the aim, like combine brutality and ethereal melodies and put them together. And for me, without melody, there's no song. I mean, of course, with the type of music we're playing, harsh vocals and very fast drums and harsh riffs, you need to have some type of melody. And we're trying always to write good melodies, hooks that people can relate to or people can remember at least, because they are bombardized every day with so many songs. So you need to stand out and you need to try at least write very memorable, very huge melodies, very melodies that will stick to the ears of people.
Yeah. Um. So what's so far? What can you tell about the new album? As in track list, how many songs, how long the run will go for, name of the album?
I can tell you that it's gonna contain 10 or 11 tracks. 11 tracks is the whole, but we don't know if you're gonna put the 11th track in the album. We don't know that yet. We're very, very happy. This is the first time actually we recorded that album in Greece, my home country, because this is actually where Nitrates was born, in Thessaloniki, Greece, in 2000. And this is like a back to the roots thing. We always have a tendency to record all our albums abroad, like in Sweden, Denmark, whatever. But this is the first time we recorded an album from start to finish in Greece, mixing and mastering with our good friend Fotis Bernardo, our previous drummer from Descending to Chaos album. He has his own studio in Athens, Greece, Deva Sound Studios. So he took care of the recording, producing, and mixing the album. And another friend of ours, George Naranchis, he did the mastering. So we are very happy that we come back and we can do that now here after so many years. We can record, we can have a nice vibe in the studio, because that for me is very important. Because to have a very nice vibe in the studio, working with your friends, feels like that.
Nice. I'm curious, once this album's released and you go on tour with it, do you guys play the whole album on tours when you go on tour, the new album? Do you play start to finish, or?
That will be nice, but of course, because we have a lot of older songs and all of other albums, we need to make a set list that contains at least 1 or 2 songs from the previous albums, because you can actually play a whole album from start to finish when people are not ready for it. They haven't heard it so much, and you need time for that. So at least 3, 4 new songs we play, for the new album, and then the rest of the songs are previous albums or songs that all people always asking, play that song and play this song. Without that song can be a set list, But it's kind of hard because after 10 albums, actually it's pretty hard to find a good set list that can please everybody, which is impossible actually to please everybody because there's so many songs that you can play, obviously.
Yeah. What's in your opinion, and from what you've heard from fans and on social media, what's the most requested song to play when you're on tour?
Well, I think that can be the Spiral, or Be Nothing, or the Tremor, Elusive Emotion. If I want to talk about the older stuff, and newer stuff, maybe Abyss Rising or Falsifying Life from the previous album. But I'm sure that on the new album, people will like the songs, so they will ask for at least 2-3 newer songs, which I think are meant to play live.
Yes. It's interesting because I remember I talked to this one guy, a Filipino band, and he said that when he made his album, it was during COVID, so he stayed at home making an album. And then once the COVID ended, he said when he had to go on tour, he said, "Oh fuck, I made it $2,000. How am I going to play this live?" Yeah, it's just funny because like bands, I wonder how many times it happens where bands make this crazy, grand, amazing thing, and then realize how impossible that might be to play live.
Yes, sometimes you need to. When you compose, you always need to think about how I'm gonna play like that, because you need to be able to play it live. Otherwise, it's not gonna sound the same exactly song. Maybe you're gonna miss some parts. So at least for us, it's more easier because we have 2 guitars, bass, drums, and vocals. So we try to actually record songs that were also able to be played live and sound good live as well.
I'm curious, for you guys as a band, how did the COVID affect you guys? Was it?
Well, actually, we recorded Abyss Rising during COVID.
Oh, okay.
I had to fly from Greece to Sweden twice, record drums, and then mix and master the album. So it was pretty tough, actually. We had to go through some pretty hard situations. Like it was really hard to travel, it was hard to go out from your home. That was a hard thing already. So you can understand how hard it was to travel. But we made it. We always find a way with Night Rage. It's a matter of willing, I think.
Yes. I'm not sure if you know this. If you would know this, but do you know where the name Night Rage came from?
Well, the Night Rage was a song on the 3rd album from my previous band, Exhumation. We had a song called Night Rage, and when Exhumation split up, we wanted to have a continuation of this band to Night Rage. So that's why we get the name Night Rage. So
nice.
A song from my previous third album from Exhumation.
Fuck yeah, that's sick. In your opinion, right now, or at least now in the past couple of years, what's your opinion? What's your opinion on how metal is today? Like, because you've been playing metal for decades. The state of metal today compared to maybe when you guys first started as Night Rage to now, what do you think overall? Like, do you think there's never been a better time for metal today, or do you think it's kind of lacking? Do you think?
I think it's exactly like you said. This is the best time for metal. This is the best time for any young band to arise, and this is the social media age, man. Come on, you can create a song on your studio there in your home studio, and then you press a button and everybody will hear it. How cool is that? I don't think the younger bands have realized how easy and how lucky they are actually. Because if you compare us like 25 years ago, we didn't have that luxury. We needed to fight even more. But of course, that fight is also makes you stronger and makes you more passionate and makes you more, determined to keep up and do your dreams with music. But of course, nowadays it's too easy, I think. To be honest, man. It's kind of too easy.
But I see, I see many times people say that the streaming era is the death of music, meaning that back in the day, let's just say, for example, back in the day, an artist would sell 1 million CDs. That meant if you sold physically 1 million CDs, that's insane. But today, 1 million streams isn't the same value as 1 million sold. And, people don't, because of streaming, you forget music quickly. You have too much choice. Back in the day, you bought one CD, you studied that CD for a month. So
I don't want to believe that. I don't want to believe that. I understand what you say. I believe that nowadays there's always passionate music, and it's always gonna be. That will never end. And if people loving music, they will love it for what it is. And if we have a different times and era right now, it's okay, because everybody needs to adapt on that. I think it's a cool thing to have Spotify, because it's a huge encyclopedia of music. You press a name there and you find their music. You can listen to it. You can study. You can have fun. You have YouTube. I think it's a great era for music. I don't believe that, because I'm an old guy too, and of course I grew up in the very more hard times when we didn't have internet, we didn't have all that luxury, all that direct message that everybody has right now. But I can see the beauty of it right now, as I see the beauty of, and how cool is that to have this help and promoting your own music with less things. It's kind of crazy.
Cool.
So young bands need to feel very, very lucky and very, very so it's so easy for them to create a following and create a fan base. If they're serious of what they're doing, you can do miracles with social media if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it's just interesting because, because I used to collect CDs. I'm 30 this year, and I remember going to the CD store and buying metal albums. And I had a stereo CD player. It's just interesting how times have changed from that to, like you said, you have access to any music you want, click of a button. And it's so easy for people now, when back in the day you had to physically buy and get your own album.
As long as you hear the music, doesn't matter from which source you listen to. Either this is Spotify or a vinyl or a CD or a cassette or whatever. As long as you're loving the music and you hear it and you feel it, that's what it's all about.
Nice. Yeah, I love that. I love that mentality. If you got your head on straight, you're thinking, yeah, it's good. It's true. We are in a good time. Yeah.
It's the truth,
I'm curious, because as a legend like you, he's been in the industry for decades. What would be, if you had to sit down and talk to every up and coming band, young band that wants to try and make it? What would be your top advice to young bands trying to make it today?
To be real with themselves, to be, to pursue the dreams to the ultimate goal, to find what they love and do it to the death, and love the music they are doing and do everything for the music they are doing. This is the ultimate thing, to love what you do, believe in yourself, and don't listen to many advices. Just follow your heart to the death, and things will happen for you eventually. Maybe it's going to take some time, maybe not, but it's up to everybody. Every individual has a spirit and a soul. And when he knows, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to do it 100%.
Yeah. Well, there you go. If you're an upcoming band listening to this interview when it's released, that's what you got to do, and you will make it.
Eventually you will. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, that's for sure. I can tell you that from my own experience. I've been through a lot. I've been through a lot of ups and downs with this band, but still, I'm here, and we're talking to you. Thanks to you, you giving us the chance to talk about Night Rage. So believe in yourself, guys. Nothing is impossible.
There you go. Nothing's impossible. Great words. Is there anything else that you can reveal early? Any kind of anything you can say or promote about the new album that hasn't been said yet?
Maybe for the first time, I can tell you the title of the new album if you want, just for you.
Yes.
Because you're a nice guy.
Thank you.
The new album is gonna be titled "Remains of a Dead World."
I love it.
That's the title of the album. Please don't spin it around, but that's the title of the album. We haven't announced it yet, but I wanted to let you know, your audience to know, anyways.
Okay, thank you. That's so exciting. And you said this album will be released when?
In May.
May. Yep.
Late May, let's say. Late May.
Cool. There. That's not long away.
We're waiting. Yeah, it's like 3 months from now, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 4.
Yes. And how soon do you think you'll go? So after this album drops, how soon will you be back on tour?
Well, we actually have good news about that because we just made a deal with the Metallian Productions for Europe and of the whole world, actually. And also we make another deal with Continental touring for North America. And also we're talking with a guy from Australia, maybe to bring us over there. He knows that will be an ultimate dream because I'm actually born in Australia as well.
Yeah.
In Sydney. So that will be, for me personally, will be a dream come true to come over there and experience the country, play for our beloved fans. And so we're working in a different scenarios and different territories. So we really think that this album is going to, be the ticket for us to be a more live band, a more touring band, because that's what we want to do. Because I feel our music is meant to be played live.
Yeah. Well, look, a lot of exciting news there. Congratulations on all of it. And the second thing, when you get to Australia, specifically Melbourne, because that's where I'm from, Melbourne, Australia, you have to let me know because I want to talk to you guys in person. A little special SAGAS in-person thing.
Of course.
So,
we would love to, man. Will be so nice to come over and meet you there and have a nice talk and hang out, drink some beers together. Will be nice.
Yes.
Definitely.
And if you're a fan of sushi, I'm a sushi chef for my job. I can bring you dinner.
That's cool, man. Our bass player will love you for that because he's a sushi fan.
Yes. Actually, are you familiar with the band Tyr? Tyr?
Okay. Yeah, the Norwegian.
Yeah,
band,
Norwegian. Yeah.
Norwegian black metal band. I know the band. Yes.
Yeah, they toured in Melbourne, and I brought them sushi.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Can't wait to taste it, man. Thank you. Thanks, man.
Yes.
Thanks for the invitation. Appreciate it, man. Thank you very much.
No, it would be my honor. Yeah. So, like I said, tour, all exciting news. I'm sure there's going to be so much buzz once the album drops. I mean, this album, Abyss Rising, is doing well. You guys have been doing it for so long, so there's no reason why the new album won't be bigger and better than ever. And I know with you guys having your heads so professionally screwed on as it is, I know it can't miss.
We hope for the best, man. Thank you. Thanks. Thanks for the interview. I appreciate it. Thanks for giving us the time to talk about a little bit the new album, even though we haven't announced nothing yet, but that's the first time. There's always a first time for anything.
Yes, no, I'm excited, and I'll get this released immediately on my YouTube, and then once it's done, I'll send you the link, and you can share away.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you very much. Have a good one.
Thanks, man. Cheers.
Yeah.
Metal.